and we would like our guests to define it for us. So let's start with Debetonk. Can you try to define feminism to us? Maybe perhaps you can also touch a little bit of equality.
May I ask, why are we asking a man to define feminism?
All right. So the reason is a very good question, actually. The reason why we need to uh, check definition of feminism from the point of view of a man is because it affected both gender. So that's the reason, because the truth of the matter is that you might think you know the definition of feminism, but the truth of the matter is that everybody, including women, they define feminism in different ways. So you will have your opportunity, if he does not define it the way you want him to define it, after Theresia has defined feminism in our own way too, we will have the opportunity of counterbalance it to let him know that, oh, man, you didn't define this properly.
Oh, can I speak now?
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, based on my findings, or based on what I know, as of now, what feminism stands for, or what it is, I think it is the advocacy of equal rights by women. So women advocating for equal rights with men, be it political, economic, or social aspect of life.
All right, Theresia, let's go to you.
Okay. I'll start by first saying that feminism is not about advocating for equal rights by women. It's about advocating for equal rights for everybody, and it's not by women. Men also have a very important role to play. So it's not a woman thing. Okay. After putting that aside, I will say that feminism is about equality of men and women. It's not about being the same. I always tell people when we start this feminist discussion that no woman should aspire to be like a man. That's not an aspiration. It's not about being the same like a man. It's like you can put two kids in the class and one of them is slow and the other one is smart. And then you say, because this kid is slow, they'll have less access to the teacher, less books, less whatever, because they are slow. Let's put it in simple terms like that. It's about equity. I like to bring equity here. It's about if a woman and a man are in the same situation, they should be given the same opportunities. It doesn't matter whether they look different physically. I hope that's simple enough.
It's the same thing I said also.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Of course. It's the same I said.
No, it's not.
You just want to, because I'm a man, you think I don't have the right to definition of feminism.
All right.
No.
All right. Okay. That's the way you feel.
It's very early to be that defensive.
Yeah, so that is to tell you that you are in for it today.
Welcome.
Yeah, so all right. So before we move on, Ondi, what do you think about these two definitions that was given? By the way, you said that is women advocating for women. That was what you said. So I will also leave my comment last, but I want to hear from Ondi. What do you think?
When I'm defining feminism, I always like to bring about the concept of a fight, because there's this idea that women should, we know that you've had it hard and things have been hard for you, but don't be so dramatic, which kind of makes me very insane. Like, relax. We know that you get, much less for the same job, and that you have to handle being a mother and also working in the working life, and you also have to handle all these injustices and all these prejudices against you. But relax, relax. You'll get what you need. You'll get what you want. So what I like to what I like to point out is that it is an active and consistent, and you have to keep working at it. It's not like, okay, now we're good, or yes, we had like a female prime minister. You can stop worrying about it now. It's not, it's an active everyday thinking about how your prejudice is, especially growing up in Africa, Kenya. The concept of a woman is so tied to being a mother, so tied to living in the kitchen, not living, but working in the kitchen. All these things impact the way that you're viewed in a professional setting, in an equal footing kind of situation. And it's not just financially, it's also in the mindset of men and women, how you view a woman. So feminism is the changing and the fight to change that mindset of what it means to be a woman, what it means to be a man, and what it means to be equal, what it means to be on equal footing. That's my definition, if we can call it that.
Adefunke, what do you think about this?
Well, to further buttress what my female colleagues have mentioned,
Which one of your senior colleagues? So let us know.
female colleagues,
Colleagues.
yes, what they have both said, I see it as a freedom of choice. We are in a world where, because I'm a woman, I should be confined to doing this. Because I'm a man, I should be confined to doing that. So I believe that feminism is all about giving individuals the freedom to choose how they are in certain situations. For example, Theresia was giving an example that because a child is slow or a child is fast, does that mean that you shouldn't focus on the slow child? I might be a woman, but I have more physical capacity than some other man. Does it make him less of a man? So then you see both of us, we want to do something, but because he's a man, he's forced to do it, for example, because he carries the title man. So it's the same way if you reverse the situation, it's the same way it is when it comes to being feminism and being female and whatnot. So many people think it's always about just fighting for the female. It's fighting, if you look at it in the broad sense of it, you realize that it's fighting for both male and female to have a freedom of choice, to be whatever they want to be. If you want to be in the kitchen and be tied to just kitchen, fine. If you don't want to be tied to that, then you shouldn't be confined to it compulsorily because you're a woman. If you feel like your capacity is able to handle both things, that's also your own choosing, but don't force it on the female gender and say, no, this is the only thing you can do because you are a woman. That is what I believe feminism is all about.
Actually, I think you take that definition out of my mouth. It's the same way I want us to see the definition of feminism. But one problem is this that I've noticed is that any idea that exists, there will always be a possibility or opportunity to abuse it, to abuse every idea. And one thing is this: they normally say that what a man can do, a woman can do better. That is competitive. But the truth of the matter is that every human being that exists, we all can choose to be who we want to be. We all can choose. We all have ability to be able to achieve things. We don't have to wait for other people to define us or to redefine us. Of course, we know one of the major reasons that gave birth to feminism is because of the result of abuse that has existed over the year. And all these abuse also varies from each region. For example, from where I came from, what we believe is that a woman is the one that cook at home, that a woman is the one that wash clothes, that a woman is the, and you know, the funniest part of it is that there are some tribes in Nigeria that believes that a woman should be the farmer. But in my own region, we believe that a man should be the farmer. They want to go to do the hard works. Because most of the time in those days, what they do is physically taxed jobs. So especially like farmer, you cut grass, you cut bushes, you do some physical stuff. So that as a result of it, that stereotype was given back to that a woman should be restricted to certain set of way to handle certain aspect of life, which I think is incorrect. It's wrong. Even though there are female genders, there are male genders, still every one of us are different in our own unique ways.